Sarah was an 18-year-old college student, known for her reserved nature and dedication to her studies. Her days were often spent in quiet solitude, moving from class to class with her head down, focused on her education. One ordinary day, during a particularly long lecture, she felt a sudden, sharp pain in her abdomen. She glanced at the clock, realizing with dread that her period had arrived unexpectedly. She tried to shift discreetly, hoping the discomfort would pass unnoticed. As the lecture ended, Sarah stood up to leave. She felt a cool draft against her back and noticed the looks on her classmates' faces. First shock, then amusement. She glanced down and saw a scarlet stain spreading on her light khaki pants. Laughter erupted around her. "Oh my God, look at her pants!" someone shouted. "Gross!" another voice chimed in. Sarah's face burned with shame. She grabbed her backpack and held it behind her, desperately trying to hide the stain as she rushed out of the classroom. The laughter and mocking whispers followed her down the hall, echoing in her ears. She spent the rest of the day hiding in the library, the one place she hoped to find some solace. But even there, the memory of the ridicule haunted her. She couldn't concentrate on her studies, her mind replaying the scene over and over. For the next few days, the stares and whispers continued. It felt like the entire college had turned against her. She heard snickers in the cafeteria, saw people pointing and laughing as she walked by, and even found cruel notes left on her desk in class. Sarah retreated further into herself, avoiding eye contact and keeping her interactions to a minimum. She spent most of her time in her dorm room, her refuge from the outside world's cruelty. The isolation weighed heavily on her, amplifying the insults and making her feel even more alone. One evening, as she lay on her bed staring at the ceiling, Sarah couldn't hold back the tears any longer. She felt utterly defeated, her confidence shattered. She didn't know how to face another day in a place where she felt so unwelcome. But as days turned into weeks, something inside her began to change. The pain and humiliation hadn't lessened, but a small part of her refused to be defined by a single moment of embarrassment. Slowly, she began to push back against the isolation, forcing herself to attend classes and walk through the campus with her head held a little higher. She didn't have a Mia to support her or a group to rally behind her cause. Her journey was a solitary one, marked by the slow, painful process of reclaiming her sense of self-worth. Each day was a battle against the memories of laughter and the sting of insults, but with each small step, she grew stronger. Sarah's story was one of silent endurance and inner resilience. She may not have found friends or changed the attitudes of those around her, but she learned to stand tall in the face of adversity. Her strength came from within, forged through the fires of suffering and isolation. And while the scarlet mark on her pants was a source of shame, it also became a symbol of her quiet defiance, a reminder that even in the darkest moments, she had the power to rise above and endure.